back in the studio. Well, everybody, including our confessions team, Reverend Sophie, Father Neil, and G and T. Good morning.
Good morning. How is everybody? It's lovely to be with you all again today.
How warm it is in the studio.
Thank goodness. It's not warm outside, is it?
It's not.
No.
It's chilly.
It's very chilly. I'm not going to quote what was said when this room was entered into, but it's very, very cold.
Yes, I thought I saw penguins sliding down the high street.
I've got, it turns out, a de-icer fairy at home.
Oh.
Yeah. Helen went around, did the car, and I was like, oh, I got away with it. No, it'd already been done for me. I'm very lucky. So thank you very much.
Must be love.
Yeah, she's a good.
It's the month of love.
It is. Yeah.
Valentine's Day's been cancelled this year.
Oh.
Yeah. The church has cancelled the Feast of St. Valentine.
What?
Yeah, it's true.
Why?
Because it falls on Ash Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
And it's such a minor feast that it can't be officially transferred to any other day. So we've just dropped it completely this year. We don't love you.
We don't love you at all.
Oh my goodness me, I can't believe that.
Aside from the fact that the whole, cross thing is probably the greatest symbol of love. And we're going to go around putting crosses on people's heads. So I would argue that
Saint Valentine didn't exist anyway, but let's not
ruin it now,
let's not dwell on the facts and figures around this, shall we? Okay. No. Dina, why have we convened the council this morning?
Well, I was going to say one thing we are loving is our new confessions, and that is why we are here. We've been asking the people of Pembrokeshire for their little confessions, maybe a white lie that has spiraled. Have you eaten the last biscuit? Whatever you have been doing that you need to get off your chest, and we're going to say whether we forgive you or not. And this is why we've come together this morning. Now, last week we heard from Mai, who her and her sister had been messing about with the telephone that her mum and dad had locked up, but then they found out that they could open it with the corned beef key and get in there. But we did say to Mai, you're forgiven. Three of us did, and you didn't. You were Mr. Nasty last week.
She did not ask permission from the bill payer before breaking and entering that phone.
Bar humbug, says Tom.
Bar humbug. And, straight away, we received another message. Someone else is seeking peace and forgiveness. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Are you ready,
yes,
Jim?
I am.
Here we go. Right. It's rather long. I'm going to paraphrase as much as I can, okay? This is from MS. It started when I woke up one morning with a very bloodshot eye, a lot more than the usual red eye, and it concerned me a great deal as it was not normal. I decided to go to the doctor's to get it sorted out. But when I turned up, the doctor said, "Why haven't you gone to the opticians?" She said that she had phoned the opticians, and the optician said to go to the doctor's. The doctor was very confused by this and said, "Are you sure? Because it's an eye complaint, you should have gone to the opticians." So MS doubled down and said, no, I definitely went to my opticians. Uh-oh. The doctor rang the opticians and asked to speak to the manager, asking them why they had sent someone to see the doctors when they replied, "But we haven't." And at this point, they asked MS to describe the person who told them to go to the doctors. Which she then went and did.
Oh, no.
The imaginary person, presumably.
Yes.
The imaginary person who had not given any advice because no such phone call had taken place. The manager then said that they didn't have anyone like that working in their team. Could you please describe them? And apparently they were rather shortish with shoulder-length black hair. They'd gone down this rabbit hole head first. The manager then asked them to come down to the opticians for a proper appointment to sort out the eye and to find out who gave me the wrong information. Needless to say, MS didn't even go to the opticians because they were too embarrassed to go down to have that appointment. And then they bumped into the manager whilst they were shopping and MS hid away. However, hubby did talk to the opticians, and there was a laugh about it in the end. An example of how a white lie can spiral out of control, because they were even asking for CCTV footage of when they went to the opticians, which they never did.
Uh-oh.
So what a disaster, and one which I'm still very embarrassed to talk about, and one which my husband still teases me about. Needless to say that I have not been back into this opticians and have actually moved opticians to one in a neighbouring town to avoid seeing this manager. And when the children and my husband have to go to the same opticians, I stay at home or in the car. It's been about 6 to 7 years since this happened, and I'm still so embarrassed. Can I please be forgiven? There you have it. A white lie in a doctor's.
Yeah, that's totally spiraled way out of control, but what a story.
What a story. Have we ever found ourselves in a predicament where we're like, oh yeah, the person on the front desk told me, and we find that, oh, actually there was no one on the front desk. It was like a computer touchscreen. It's like, I don't know what anymore. Father Neil's nodding.
Yeah, the check's in the post.
First cursory thoughts, Father Neil.
No, not forgiven.
Straight away, not even a rationale.
No, not forgiven. There are certain environments in which white lies are acceptable. Yeah. So, the wife walking out of the bathroom and saying, "Does my bum look fat in this?" No. The husband turning to the wife, "Does size matter?" No. Lies like that are sort of like, between couples and that sort of thing are fine. However, within a medical context and to a medical professional about an injury that could have potential consequences, not just for the treatment of the injury, but also for people's professional careers. Oh, no. I can smell sulfur.
Father Neil.
Gina.
I was going to say that I think this story is just so good, and I love it. I feel sorry for the person who. I've been in that situation where you tell that little white lie and then you've got to tell another lie to cover that, and it just sort of spirals out of control. I think this person never ever thought it would get this far or spiral, but they just kept protecting themselves, and one thing led to another. But I do like how they came up with even describing the person that they had seen, and I think so I'm going to go with a thumbs up, because I feel how they must be feeling now. And being in that situation of, I've just got to keep telling lies because I'm here. People are looking at me. I'm a rabbit in the headlights, and I've just got to keep going. So I feel sorry for this person, and I'm going to say, you're forgiven.
Oh, what a piece. What are your thoughts at home? We're live on Facebook. You can put your thoughts in the comments, or you can send us a message on the PWR app or on WhatsApp 01437764455. Reverend Sophie.
Oh my word, this is so hard, isn't it? It's so hard. Who'd have thought when we came up with this idea that it would be so gut-wrenchingly difficult? Okay, so my initial instinct is to go not forgiven. But however, it really does depend on the person in question. If she was sat opposite me and I was able to talk to her and say, look, really, in order for me to give you full forgiveness, in order for you to be fully penitent, you need to go and tell the truth and apologize.
Okay.
If that person were willing to do that, then I would say definitely forgiven. But in this instance,
Oh, I like that. So back to the opticians and be like, sorry, I threw you under the bus all those years ago, and I apologise.
Yeah.
You got to own it. You got to
own it. Yeah. Right, alive and kicking with a not forgiven unless corrective action is put forward.
Yeah.
Gina, you're forgiven. My thoughts. Now, when I first read it, I was similar to alive and kicking. I was like, in some contexts, maybe you got to be a bit careful. And then I thought, no, let's dive deeper into the context. There was a health emergency going on. There was a medical emergency going on.
Waste no time.
And if I've gone to the doctors, I want to be seen. I want to be heard. I want to be cured immediately there and then. And if I was being sent out the door immediately, I'll go down the road to opticians, I'd be like, no, I'm here now. I'm in the health centre. And this was 6 or 7 years ago, before all the messaging and marketing about 111 and use your pharmacy. And I think at the time and the emergency that was, did it go too far? Arguably, yes. But in that moment, when you think you're going blind in one eye, I'm going to go with forgiven.
Oh.
Yes. I'm with you on that one, Tom. Totally.
Which means we've got a 50-50 split here this morning on the G&T Breakfast Show.
That means the casting vote belongs to you, the listeners. Get in touch. Let the G&T Breakfast Show know which way. And at the end of the show, Gina and Tom will reveal the fate that belies MS.
Or MS, your peace and salvation is in the hands of Dave in Haverfordwest or Kaylee in Milford. Get your answers in as to what you think should be the outcome for MS. Let us know on the Facebook, on the WhatsApp 01437 764455, email studio@purewestradio.com and the PWR app. And if you want to try and have a go at salvation, you can email your story to studio@purewestradio.com. Very quickly, Father Neil, Reverend Sophie, what's coming up on Sunday?
This Sunday is Creation Sunday, so we're going to be thinking about all things green and blue and involving the planet.
Lovely.
Oh, I know. I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, we look forward to that as well. Alive and Kicking Sunday morning, 8 a.m. With the Father Neil and Reverend Sophie. Thank you so much for your thoughts.
Always a pleasure.
Always. Thank you for having us.
Can you believe Unforgiven, though, G?
No. Well, so far. But
so far.
It is down to our listeners throughout Pembrokeshire, forgiven or not forgiven this morning. Let us know in the comments, or you can WhatsApp us on 01437 764455. Tom, did you play the confessions jingle?
Oh, you know what? I missed it again. Right, are you ready?
Come on, let's have it again.
Right.
Then.
Here we go. We'll finish off with it.
That's it. Forgiven or not, get in touch with us.
Traffic and Travel's on the way. It's 8:20 here on Pure West Radio.
At Tees R Us, our services range from one-off t-shirt printing